Hey, what's good, everybody? I'd like to welcome you all to a brand new episode of the Boombox Guru. I'm your host, LB, and on today's episode, man, we're gonna be talking about City Morgue. We're gonna be ranking their albums. City Morgue, they're a hip hop duo from New York City. Two members, ZillaKami and SosMula. They formed back in 2017, and ever since they formed, man, they've been on the road. They've dropped 4 albums so far together, and they've also dropped a few EPs. They've also dropped recently some solo albums as well this year within the context of a bunch of other stuff as well, man. But this year, I feel like they really been on a roll. They really been just dropping some quality music, some quality singles, and everything like that. And they're usually categorized as trap metal. I know they don't really like that label that much, but here on Wikipedia, it describes their musical styles as punk rap, trap metal, of course, hardcore rap, and new metal, often containing elements of extreme metal and shock rock. And some of their influences come from punk rock, hardcore punk, new metal, and hardcore hip hop. And some specific influences are like metal band Behemoth, Slipknot, Title Fight, DMX, Radiohead, Onyx, Eminem, and Tyler the Creator. So those are their influences. Some of their influences, and I can hear it. I can hear it, especially in ZillaKami. I can hear the DMX and Onyx uh, influence that he has, as well as the Slipknot. I can hear that a lot too. But yeah, these guys, I really enjoy their music. You know, ever since I discovered them, it's been really, I've really enjoyed the journey I've been going on. Like just digging whatever they come out and put out, man. I just really been digging it, man. Some young dudes is really out there getting it, man, making some really great music. I enjoy it. Me being a hip hop guy and a metal guy as well, man, and them blending those different styles. It was just right up my alley for me to get into these guys, man. And they're really talented, man. Some really dope dudes. And I don't think I mentioned, but they also used to work extensively with Tekashi 6ix9ine early in his career. They used to ghostwrite for him, and I even think they had an influence on like his image and persona, aside from the snitching part. But yeah, they used to work with him extensively early in his career as well, man. But let's get on to this whole albums ranked. So here we go. So coming in at number four for me is the Toxic Boogaloo album, which came out in 2020. Uh, I gotta be honest with you. After I really got into City Morgue and checked out their other projects and stuff, this one became my least favorite out of the 4 albums. And this was actually the first time I heard City Morgue. I heard some of the songs on a playlist on Spotify, so that was my first time actually getting into City Morgue. But yeah, after digging into the other albums that they put out and so forth, man, this one has become it's just become my least favorite. You know, I don't listen to it that very often. My first time listening to it in a while was when I did it to do this albums rank video. But there's just not too many memorable songs on here. I always felt that this project was kind of bland, you know, kind of generic and bland, because a lot of the songs sound the same. They kind of have the same beat tempo and the same like kind of riffs in a lot of ways. It you don't really there's really nothing on the album that really sticks out that much. For the most part, it kind of sounds like you're listening to one long, like kind of trap metal song that doesn't have a lot of variation. And you know, it kind of felt maybe it felt like kind of like it kind of felt like a rush project. But I always thought it was something that they put out to hold the fans over, honestly, until like the solo albums that they've recently dropped, as well as the new album and so forth. But aside from that, man, there are 2 songs on here that I do dig, which is The Electric Experience and Hurt World 99, which both of those songs have videos for, really interesting videos for, which I really dig. But other than that, man, I don't really listen to Toxic Boogaloo that much, man. I wouldn't recommend starting out with this album if you want to get into City Morgue, man. I definitely would start with the other ones, man. So coming in at number 3 is City Morgue Volume 2. And yeah, this City Morgue Volume 2 was actually a really good album. I thought it was a solid follow up to Volume 1. But my only gripe about this album is that they really toned down on the aggression. So I remember reading somewhere where the label kind of got involved in this particular album. I think this was their first like major label release. I believe when they came out with this album, they had signed to Republic Records. So Republic kind of stepped in and kind of added their influence on things right on this album. So the aggression that if you started with Volume 1, that aggression is toned down on this record, man. It's toned down on here, man. But it's got some good songs. I admire the diversity that the project has on here because there's some mellow songs on here. Although I think there's just quite a bit too many mellow songs on this album. But I do respect the subject matter because the subject matter is more introspective. You know, they talk about personal issues and things of that nature. You know, dealing with depression and things like that. So that's a bit different opposed to the straight up more horrorcore approach that they took with previous releases. There was even some auto tune on this album. Yeah, SosMula, he was using the auto tune on a few songs on here, which, you know, I'm not somebody that's anti auto tune, but I just didn't really like hearing that on the City Morgue project, man. But there was a few songs where he used a little bit of auto tune on there, and another thing that I really didn't like too much about Volume 2 was that there wasn't a lot of songs that had metal riffs. You know, I really enjoyed the whole like blending of metal and the whole trap metal thing that they got going. Even though they don't like that label, but still, there weren't a lot of songs on there that had metal riffs in it. So for the most part, man, this is more of like a dark trap album, in my opinion. But there are a couple of highlights on here. You know, I like the song called Neck Brace, which opens up the album. And also like Drano featuring Denzel Curry, man. That was a huge look for them right there to collaborate with Denzel Curry. They shot a really cool video for that too that I highly recommend you check out. But yes, City Morgue Volume 2, man, you know, I still think that is a really good album. It's definitely way better than Toxic Boogaloo that came out after it, man. But you know, I like to hear that more aggressive, kind of abrasive City Morgue. And, you know, you don't get a whole lot of that here on Volume 2. So that's why I got it at number 3. But still a dope album that I highly recommend that you check out regardless. So coming in at number 2 is the recent City Morgue album, City Morgue Volume 3, Bottom of the Barrel. And this came out as of recording this video. This almost a week ago now at the recording of this video. October the 15th. Yeah, October the 15th was when Bottom of the Barrel came out. Man, hands down, I think this is one of City Morgue's best projects, and it's most certainly a return to form for the band. It's most certainly, I said the band, but you know, the duo. It's most certainly a return to form, man. They bring back that whole aggressive style from the first record. You know, with those hard hitting trap beats, you know, those aggressive rap flows, you know, that violent horrorcore inspired subject matter. And there's a lot more metal riffs throughout every song on this album. You get a lot of metal riffs on here, man. I think there's one mellow song on here. I can't think of the name of that song. I think it's called Broken something. I'm sorry, man. I should have looked that song up before I did this video. But that's about the most mellow song on here. But it's still a hard song, man. It's still it got a real nice metal riff into it. They really be kicking some dope lyrics on here, man. They kind of return back to that early like kind of City Morgue, man. The more kind of horrorcore inspired stuff, man. More abrasive sound and things of that nature, man. So I've been listening to this album nonstop since it dropped. You know, I wish they had physical copies of their albums, man. Like on CD. I do know they released like a vinyl, I believe, of Volume 2, man. But I wish they had like CDs and stuff that you could get, man. Because that's how I've been listening to this album, man. I've been streaming it like I got a physical copy of it. But it's really good, man. I really enjoyed it, man. I'm constantly going back on Spotify and checking it out, man. It's just a really good project, man. And highly anticipated, man. And they came through, man. They came out swinging. There's been a few reviewers out there that have kind of said, yeah, kind of looked at this as a mediocre project, but I don't think it's mediocre. I think they really came back hard with this one and did a really good job on it. So yeah, for me at number 2 is City Morgue Volume 3, Bottom of the Barrel, man. So now we get to number 1, and most of you at this point, if you're still watching this video, you already know what I'm talking about, and that's City Morgue Volume 1, Hell or High Water, man. So for me, this is the best City Morgue album by far, and this is definitely the one that made me a fan. When I heard this, I was like, oh, okay, man, these dudes is ready. Like, these dudes is really talented, man. When I heard this, I was blown away. I didn't know they had released it for free. So I went on DatPiff and I downloaded it. First time I've been on DatPiff in years, man. And I downloaded it, man. And I'm glad I did, man, because this is the one that made me a fan. This is the one that made me really start digging more into like City Morgue. Like researching what they about, finding other like projects that they put out and stuff, like rare stuff. It really made me go on a journey to like discover more music for them. So definitely their heaviest album, and very gritty with lo-fi trap beats, man. Like you get like some distortion on those beats when they hit real hard, and even in the vocals, coming with some very hard rhymes, man. And they released this independently, so it has that raw and rugged underground sound, loud and aggressive, a very abrasive sound, and some lyrics that talk about grimy hood tales and stuff of that nature, man, with a horrorcore lean to it, man. Just awesome music, hands down, man. I really enjoy Volume 1. My favorite one, hands down. Anytime I feel like listening to City Morgue, Volume 1 is always the one I go to, man. Like, I really like Snow on the Bluff, Downer, the one song called Aw Shit. I'm trying to think of some more songs. I can't think of them right now, man. But almost the whole entire project, man, I gotta say, it's a banger from start to finish, man. And I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it, man. This is my favorite, hands down. I've been listening to this one like multiple times this week, man, because it's just so good, man. And can't get enough of it, bro. It's just a dope release, man. So yeah, that's my number one right there, man. City Morgue Volume 1, Hell or High Water. And anybody that's watching, or most of you that's watching this video, probably would agree with me as it being like their best project, man. But that's what I like about it, man. And I feel that's what was missing from Volume 2 was that grittiness. It was a banging album, but it just didn't have that grittiness, man. But Volume 1, it's just gritty trap music, man. Really dig it, man. All right, man. So that's my video. My albums ranked of City Morgue. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that comment box if you're watching. Let me know how you would rank these albums. What your particular rankings of City Morgue's albums would be. And make sure you hit that thumbs up and give me a like. Helps get my videos more exposure. Also hit the subscribe button. Make sure you tap on the bell so you will be notified whenever I drop new content. Also share the video to different groups, different social media platforms, wherever. And speaking of social media platforms, hit my description box and I have links to my social media platforms, my Twitter, my Facebook, and my IG. I'm most active on IG, so if you want to give me a follow there, that's where I'm mostly posting and promoting stuff all the time. And I just want to give a shout out to all my subscribers, all my old ones, all my new ones, to everybody that's watching the videos, to everybody that's supporting me. It's really appreciated. I really enjoy doing this, and I just got that drive to keep on going with this, man. So I appreciate everybody that's supporting me. And as always, I hope everybody has a blessed day. I hope everybody has a blessed week. And love, peace, and music. Peace out.